Hey guys, welcome to Punky's Pro Wrestling. I got to go see Queen of the Ring today. Wow. Just wow. I don't want to give a ton away, but it was an awesome movie because they were able to not only highlight Mildred Burke, but in highlighting her, they were able to highlight the careers of several women in the business and tell their stories in conjunction with hers. And of course, the men who helped along the way. I will say that it gave me a whole new respect for Mae Young. Johnny Mae Young was loyal to her to the end. Stayed right by her side. Excuse me. And was probably the first lesbian wrestler. Because there was no dispute in the movie. There was no disputing that. You know, they just said it right outright at one point when he said, when she asked him why he was sleeping with the girls, he said, same reason you sleep with a different dame every city. So it's not like it was a secret, evidently, that she preferred girls. So, you know, and they talked about the three black female wrestlers. And it's funny because when I saw that Naomi was going to be playing one of them, I was like, who is she going to be playing? You know, they didn't really allow black people to wrestle during that time period. You know, the late 30s to the 50s. And I was a little confused, so I did some research. The Wingo sisters. They were the first. In fact, Babs Wingo was the first black female champion. So that's pretty neat. So to have another black female champion play her is amazing. You know, instead of an actress, it was a real woman that is here because of her, you know, who would have great respect for that. And I think it's wonderful. I actually stood up and clapped at the end. There were about 5 people in the theater in total. But, you know, it was awesome. You know, her relationship with, well, all her complicated relationships with people, but her most complicated relationship was with Billy Wolf. So, the promoter that she worked with to get women's wrestling legalized in several states. It wasn't until 1972 that it was legalized in Madison Square Garden, so she didn't get to wrestle there. She was too old. 1962, it was legalized in another state they were working on. They worked very hard. Oh, California. That was the other one. 62 in California. She was the highest paid female athlete at the time. Of all time at the time. Excuse me. And And they talked about the women's relationships. A big part of it was her and June Byers' rivalry, which was a real life rivalry, which got started in the carny circuit. Um, when June Byers showed up and broke her knee, well, dislocated it. Which happened again later, but and then she broke Byers' nose. Second time she did it. um, it was a hell of a shoot fight. That's all I can say. Um, both of those fights were, because Byers pulled no quarter either. So, and I will tell you what, they put Mildred Burke in the ring in the beginning to train her, and he put her in with a couple of wrestlers, and she manhandled the men. Or woman handled them. And they were in disbelief of her natural ability and her natural gifts. But she used to go to the events. And she would say, that's my destiny. And so when Billy Wolf came into her mother's diner, he that's when she asked him to train her. And at first he said no, but the second time she demanded it. And that's when he saw her natural ability, when he put her in the ring. So um she had a son. Her son's father left her because she was pregnant, and her son Joe became her manager later. He really became a student of the game. And she was a student of the game before she started. What else? I know there was one more thing. Oh, it also showed the evolution of Gorgeous George. Because, well, she's the one that encouraged him to become, encouraged George Wagner to become Gorgeous George, because he was having a hard time drawing, drawing money and stuff like that. And he became the top drawer because of her encouragement and telling him to do this. And then him and Jack Pfeffer worked on the character together. And Jack Pfeffer was actually the promoter that took them from the carnivals to actual wrestling. And Jim Cornette played Sam Muchnick. He did have some lines. In the movie. So, but yeah, her friendship with Gorgeous George was enduring, endearing. It was a closeness like a brother and a sister to me. And I wanted to highlight that. And he's the one, that final match with June Byers, he's the one that worked it out with Jack Pfeffer on her behalf. He showed her the cover, the poster for it, and he gave her pay. He said, Jack's paying you ahead of time. And he's the one that did it. And they showed him practicing his promos, and it enabled them to show other stories with her story, stories that ran in conjunction with her story. And I love that they were able to do that. You know, show you Johnny Mae Young, show you these women, you know, Mortensen, Byers, Killam Gillum. I didn't realize that Killam Gillum was killed in the ring. Gladys Gillum. And Mae Young never got over that. She always rightfully blamed Billy Wolf for that. So, but I'm not going to give you everything because I want you to see the movie. But I will say this. 2 thumbs, way, way up. If I had 4 thumbs, I'd put them up. I mean, that's how good this was. It was amazing. The writing, to be able to intertwine the stories of different people together without having such a laser focus on her that you lose the people around her, was top notch. Best part to me. And I'm so glad I got to see it. So privileged that I know who she was. Amazing woman. Thank you guys so much for joining me. God bless you. I will see you after the Dark Side of the Ring premiere. But it will be probably a couple of days after the premiere because I'm having my surgery the day before the premiere. So I won't be making a video the day after the premiere. I just won't be. Unless I feel really good, then I might. We'll see how I feel. Can't promise anything. So I will see you then. Bye, guys.